one of the big first issues you face is the cold start problem. How do you actually get this marketplace started for Trulia? So how did you work to break through the cold start problem at Trulia?
I think a very challenging problem because consumers wanted to see everything in the market. And then on the broker's side and the agent side, they wanted to distribute to places as long as you had consumers. And there's sort of two ways to do it. One is that you become what Redfin did, is an online real estate brokerage, and you have to sign up for a bunch of rules and restrictions. You have your own agents. You sort of become a lower margin, operationally intensive real estate brokerage, or you try to build an asset-light marketplace, which was what Trulia decided to do. And Zillow, as it turned out, had the similar kind of vision 6 months after us. And so the way that we solved the problem is really twofold. One is the majority of consumers online used online search engines to search for real estate information because there was no brand. There was no like go-to brand. And then on the supply side, we'd seen how search.
And there's this point in time where we talked about Google had just gone public. Consumers are using search, but search hasn't been optimized by 1,000 companies for SEO. So you have this greenfield opportunity to own the SEO category for rentals.
I'd seen how for sale and then latterly rentals, but I'd just seen in my kind of previous experiences like jumping on these high growth platforms. So what is the symbiotic relationship you can have with a platform? You have a fast growing platform and Google needed content. And actually the way that the brokerage sites were architected was that they actually were restricted by the National Association of Realtors, if you're a brokerage, to expose your content to Google. And so there was a very specific opening for us to dominate essentially in SEO. And that window was wide open, and we were analytical, product-minded folks that could figure that out. And then the other benefit of that was that the supply side acquisition, the inventory, was we built a bunch of like APIs and interfaces, but also built a search engine that would enable some random broker with a bunch of listings on his website to publish those automatically without any friction. We kind of did it in many cases, asked their permission, but also said, hey, look, you're going to get everything for free back anyway. If you don't like it, you can stop. But it just took time to build up that inventory. So over the next couple of years, we kind of built up this sort of like slightly primitive scraping and indexing and feed system with this rapidly growing consumer audience. But the net result, we spent zero on marketing. So over the next kind of couple of years, there was like, we reached millions of monthly users and iterated on a great product experience. The other thing that we did was at the time was like, real estate prior to then had been sort of a one-dimensional experience. No one did integrate maps meaningfully into the experience because it was too expensive. And we launched 1 month after Google Maps came out. And so our engineer essentially sort of hacked the Google Maps experience before they opened up the API. And then we opened up the API, we signed up. And we were early on, I think we were one of the top 10 most popular Google Maps websites globally because we'd been really first into this. So we jumped on these kind of trends and we said, okay, Google Maps, that's a breakthrough product feature over the whole experience, and we integrated that. And so we immediately at launch we had a whole bunch of data, a visual experience which was superior to anything else that was out there.
Totally. And to this day, if you Google a property address, it's usually Zillow that pops up at the top of that list in terms of places.